Welcome back to our Dream in the Woods. I just finished working up a 5-day stretch at my regular job. Now I got 6 days off to work on this project, and I expect to get a lot done, and we're going to get to it. We spent some time here. We had a deck of logs out there and just debris and unevenness. So we cleaned the deck up, moved the logs, got all the sticks and rocks moved, and then Eric came over last night and graded this out so it's nice and smooth, and that's in prep to get the SIP panels, the structurally insulated panels. They arrived this morning. So it just looks like perfect out there. So that'll be nice. Appreciate Eric and his backhoe skills doing that. The zip sheathing has arrived, and so that's not holding us up anymore. Otherwise, not a lot of progress. But there's lots to do. I've been milling in the evening, trying to just get ahead a little bit. And so that's what our 1.5 by 10s look like. That's going to be the fascia boards. I think I have 25 of those milled up, about 16 footers. I feel like I need a few more just to have spare on hand. So I have one more log to mill. I might try to do that today. The other thing I'm going to work on today is those 2x6 cedar boards. So the cedar boards have all been conditioned, or the treatment put on them for the preservative, and so they're ready to install, and it's time to install. And so these bottom ones, these are going to go against the concrete. On the eave side, that'll be easy. On the other side, not so easy because those brackets and bolts are in the way, so that'll take some time, but I want to get started on that today. So lots of projects. We'll get these SIP panels in here, get a log milled up. I think Beth's going to come out and help. Maybe Dean this afternoon. Got John and my dad coming tomorrow. Eric this weekend. Lots of help. So that's one load there, and the other load there. Okay, offloading was successful. I just kind of put them in the center so I could have access around them, and they look pretty good. Machine is nice. That's the same telehandler we're going to get to install them, and yeah, a lot more to come on what SIPs are all about and how to install them. We're going to do it ourselves, but my friend Tim is going to help. He has a lot of experience doing these. So anyway, just everything gets a spline. This is electrical runs here. Anything with an angle, that's going to be the peak where they come together. So longest panel is about 8 feet wide, 22 foot long. So they're here. It's exciting. So Beth's out here prepping these cedar boards that we treated, doing basically a tar on them. So that's gonna prevent water and bugs don't like them to go, and this is going to go against the concrete. So that's kind of what those look like. We already have 3 in, and I think we'll come back and tar that joint. So just make sure that that seam is nice and sealed. This is the easiest side without any brackets to bother you. So I got my first board down. I ended up ripping that board down so it was compensated for that 1/4 inch bracket steel, and then drilled out for the wedge bolts. And then there's a bolt behind it, so I don't know, it takes a little time to do that one. And then that does create a gap, so I need to put a good amount of that tar in that joint there, probably on both sides. So anyway, just plugging away at it. I hadn't put the bolts in yet on this side, or on these two, on the posts, and so I'm having to do that, tighten everything down. Just broke another bit, so I'm down to just 1/2 inch bit. So hopefully that gets us through the day. So that piece isn't too complicated, just 3 posts. It's a pretty short piece. Then I come over here and I'm going to try to span all the way over from far post to this door post. And then I just have one consideration, which is a man door that's coming in right in this area. So I'm not going to put tar down there. So just need to do a measurement for that. Anyway, it's nice working out here with Beth. And we're getting after it. All right, I got this piece ready to install. I ripped 1/4 inch off to compensate for the plate, and recessed these holes for that bolt, and then just Forstner bit to make an extra wide hole. That one didn't really blew out, so and then had to camfer the edge, compensate for the weld. So quite a few things on that, but seems to fit okay. So I'll put a bunch of that tar on the bottom between the posts and get it installed. This is basically just a nailer. That cedar isn't that strong, but it'll take fasteners, and then I just kind of want to be cautious about putting nails in those where those brackets go. So I kind of mark those out in the concrete. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. That one went pretty well. So I'm going to try to knock this one out here, this longer one. Be good to get this whole side done. Anyway, going at it. Just had a micro storm come through, blew that tree over. I don't know if you can see that far tree, blew that tree over. Here's up the driveway. Looks like there's a deer up there. There's 2 or 3 trees blown over there. That tree, the top came out of that tree right there. All the metal was off the lumber racks, even if even the ones that were weighted down, it all blew off. SIP panels were fine. I was actually on top of it trying to put some Tyvek on it when the main burst happened and the trees started falling. Eric was over here helping. And the birch came down back there. So not sure how many we lost, but quite a few. Structure here didn't move. It was fine. But you can kind of see what the devastation looks like in here. Ooh, it's slick in here. We were scrambling to put tools away, and I think all the main tools got put away, but it was kind of a mess. So anyway, figure things out tomorrow. Actually, I came out here. I'm going to blow those SIP panels off with the blower and leave them uncovered. I don't know. I think that was the main part of the storm, and so I don't think we're getting a whole lot more. So crazy. Got some cleaning to do, but at least the SIP panels didn't move. Structure didn't move. Nothing got hurt beyond repair. So just more of a mess. So the next morning here, just trying to dry things out. You can see how the amount of debris that made it into here. Bit of a yard sale. Not everything got stowed away properly, so Eric and I were soaking by the time it was done, but just try to get everything dried out today. And my dad, his dog just showed up. No damage to the SIP panels, and the structure stood fine. No problem there. I had taken those outside braces down. That probably wasn't a smart thing, but everything looks great. And we were kind of out here watching it. Yeah. So, got a crew coming today. Dad and brother, father-in-law. So hopefully get some more projects done and some cleaning. Sam and I have been putting up the upper girts on that upper section. We're hitting that hard. Dad's making blocks. Sam installed all the metal plates on both eve ends. Dean's been gooping those cedar boards up and installing them, so getting stuff done. Nice day. A little cool. Everything's drying out. Well, Dean, Sam, and I have been working out here today. I think we're calling this side all blocked in, ready for sheeting, minus the 2x6 boards. I need to do, I think I'm going to do 3 different spans there to get that perimeter in. Put the header height in for that door. We dropped it down to 7 foot instead of an 8-foot door. And the reason why we did that is the way the covered porch comes in made more sense. So that is the framed opening for that window. So it's big. So I think that's an inch wider than 7.5 feet. Looks great. Working on the blocking here. A little more complicated up there with these girts that come through, and putting the sheeting on is going to be a little more of a jigsaw puzzle getting around that, but they need to tie together, so just one of those things. We are close. We are a dozen pieces away from being all blocked in, I would say. So just these end pieces on each rafter. We got about half of them in up above. Yeah, keep going. This is all we have left of the 2x6s, which ends up being quite a bit because those are 18 feet long. So plenty to get us through to the finish line. Pretty cool. No, that's not all. I need to do, there's a few more pieces of blocking and a 2x6 girt that needs to go in on that section there. So not quite all the way done, but we're getting there. All the little details just take time. Just finish fitting this board. Time consuming. Have to adjust for the plate. The wedge bolt is here. That back bolt is there. So 2 slots on this one. So next thing, I'll blow that off, make sure it's nice and free of debris, and then goop it up with that tar. So just about done with this one. Well, end of day 3 here as far as trying to get the Barndominium shell all together, or the bents, the timber part of it all complete. Lots of little details, lots of time consuming things. I'm not quite there, just details here and there. 2 more cedar boards to put up. I need to cut the rafters to length. I haven't done that. I don't know why I've been putting that off, but I have. It seems so final when I do that. And just a few more blockings. Eric and I talked about electrical stuff, so you know, chases and stuff like that. So there's some more consideration. I think as we put up the sheathing, we're gonna have to put more blocks in and stuff like that. It's just gonna be part of the structure. So, but we're close. I ordered a new nail gun. It came today, but the nails didn't, so that's a bummer. Says they'll be here by 9 p.m. tomorrow. So I do have another nail gun. It just doesn't work that well. So anyway, lots going on. I got 3 more days off. I'm hoping to have some of the sheeting on by that, and I don't know how many I can get done, but as many as I can. So stay tuned for the next video. The structure will look much different once it starts getting closed in. So anyway, you guys have a good night. Appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.